YTBC, what's the deal? So both of these guys were supposed to be on the fight card last week in San Antonio. Amir Mansour was supposed to take on Artur Spilka, and Dominic Breazeale was supposed to take on Charles Martin. We know Charles Martin has moved on. He will be fighting Czar Glaskov for that IBF strap, and Amir Mansour is going to get his big shot next month, January 16th against Deontay Wilder. Ironically enough, Amir Mansour versus Dominic Breazeale will be on the undercard of Deontay Wilder and Artur Spilka. We've heard the war words between Mansour and Wilder, so I can't wait for this press conference, to see all the fighters there. Spilka, he's not going to be, your Gary Cornish type of guy. If you guys remember when Cornish was fighting Joshua and Minto was fighting White, Joshua and White were just arguing with each other, pretty much looking past, well, White was looking past Minto, just looking past his opponents. I don't think Mansour and Wilder is going to be able to talk shit to each other without Artur Spilka and Dominic Breazeale saying something. As far as the fight, Amir Mansour, you can say that Gerald Washington kind of set the blueprint on how to beat Mansour, although it was a draw, and although I thought Mansour won the fight, he was trying to make the fight. I thought Gerald Washington was moving back. He was using his reach to a point, but he wasn't sitting down on anything. He was kind of jabbing and moving simultaneously, trying to just score, not really sit down and put a hurting on Mansour. Mansour was pressing the action, pressing the fight. Some people thought Washington won, thought he was more accurate and used his reach. I thought Mansour won because he was pressing the fight, pressing the action. So you can say Dominic Breazeale is going to use that type of mindset going in there with Amir Mansour, but I think Gerald Washington is stronger than Breazeale. Breazeale technique may be a little bit better. Former Olympian, so his technique may be better, but I think that Amir Mansour is going to make him fight. And if they try to box, I believe that Dominic Breazeale is going to be in for a whirl of he's going to be surprised, because Amir Mansour can box, although he is the shorter fighter by 6 or 7 inches. He can box. It's going to be tricky, man. If Breazeale thought Cassie was tricky, Amir Mansour, a guy who Cassie got knocked out by, Amir Mansour is tricky just like that. He can set up his jab. He likes to loop shots. He'll be bending down to his right to throw a body shot, then he'll loop and arc a left hand over the top and catch you. I think he's going to make Dominic Breazeale fight. I think the first two, it's a 10-rounder, so the first 2 or 3 rounds, I think Breazeale might try to come out and fight, or come out and box and establish his jab. But once Amir Mansour finds his way past his jab, because I don't think Breazeale's jab is good enough to keep Mansour. But all it have to be to keep him off balance is he just have to have a jab, a good jab, great for one night. You know what I mean? He just needed to be great for one night. Is it possible that he can come out with a great jab and keep Mansour at bay and land right hands behind it? It is, but I doubt. I think he's too inexperienced to know how to deal with a guy like Mansour, who's been around the block, So I see Amir Mansour winning this fight over Dominic Breazeale. I think he's going to force the fight, force the issue, and he's going to bang away. I know he's in shape. Both these guys should be in shape. They're supposed to fight last week, so they should be in good condition, being that they just went through a camp, to get ready for last week, and they didn't fight. So I think these guys should be in shape. I think the press conference is going to be explosive. I think, if Amir Mansour gets past Dominic Breazeale, if Wilder doesn't work out what he needs to work out with Povetkin, I want to see Wilder and Povetkin. Let me get that out the way. That's the fight I want to see, that I've been wanting to see for the last 6 months, is Wilder versus Povetkin. But for whatever reason, if they don't agree to terms, or one side start to play the politic game, I would like to see the winner out of Mansour and Breazeale versus Deontay Wilder, because I'm pretty, Tyson Fury and Klitschko is going to be wrapped up in their fight. Then you got Glaskov fight Martin. So I would like to see Wilder stay on this track. They're going to put Mansour on the undercard. They're going to have it at the Barclays. It's going to be a heavyweight event. If nothing could get worked out with those other guys that I named for Wilder, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight the winner out of Breazeale and Amir Mansour. But I'm going to go with Amir Mansour to beat Dominic Breazeale. I think he's the more polished of the two fighters. I think he's the better fighter. Breazeale just has all the physical attributes on his side. On his side with the height and the reach in the weight advantage. But I think Amir Mansour is the better fighter. Think he's a better fighter, man. He's guy come out of prison from doing a long bid, kind of put you in the mindset of a Ron Lyle or something like that. But I'm gonna go with Amir Mansour to beat Dominic Breazeale. YTBC. I'm out.